This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hello to everybody. Welcome to another edition of Libertas. This is your host, Tonino Habana. Our guest for tonight is a Brigadier General of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Reserve Force. I'd like all of us to welcome General Peter Suchianco. Good evening, Peter.
Hi.
It's good to see you in this show.
Good evening, Tonino, and to all your viewers.
We will be entertaining text questions throughout the show. And doon sa mga nagte-text, pakibanggit lang kung saan kayo nagte-text, from where you're texting, para may idea kami of the location and ano yung mga concerns in the area.
Okay.
Ang pag-uusapan natin tonight is concerning the AFP Reserve Force. Sir, what is the AFP Reserve Force and what is the history behind the AFP Reserve Force?
Well, the AFP Reserve Force, yung history niyan, dati pa to, ang una natin reservist na kinikilala is Lapu-Lapu.
Meron na bang Reserve Force nung araw?
Siya yung, informally, siya yung ating, siya yung unang nag-defend sa bansa, no? At siya yung unang lumaban, no? Without being a formal unit, sila yung mga nag-volunteer to defend the country. Of course, as the different wars, world wars happened, there are also the ROTC, there are the reservists who became guerrilla fighters during the war. No? So mga hunters, marami yan.
World War II.
World War
they
II
fought
yan.
against the Japanese.
So
basically, a reserve force is there in case of war. Is it only in case of war that they're called upon to serve?
Well, under the RA 7077 or the reservist law in 1991, marami nang nag-evolve na siya. No? Of course, before it was only, everybody thinks it's just war fighting. But you know, there are different kinds of conflict now. There are natural conflicts and man-made conflicts. So, nag-evolve na siya. While the focus is still the defense of the country, there's a shift also to assisting in disaster and calamities, which is the new normal now. No? And of course, aside from that, of course, social development, the nation building, we're also involved with those activities.
So there's a formal organization called the AFP Reserve Force under the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And you report directly to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Under what unit are you?
The AFP has several branches of in the reserve. No? There's the Army Reserve, the Air Force Reserve, Naval Reserve, and then there's the AFP Reserve Command, I'm under the Technical and Administrative Service Reserve, and there's the Affiliated Reserve. No? So yung Technical and Administrative Service, these are the lawyers, doctors, the professionals who render service in the capacity.
So this is purely voluntary. Yung mga gusto magsilbi, they apply with the AFP.
Like me, I'm a volunteer. No, a lot of us and most of us are volunteers. So, like in the technical service, these are doctors who want to share their experience, their expertise to the AFP, We have lawyers who want to share their connections, expertise, network to the AFP.
I understand, sir, that you're a lawyer and you have a real job, like you work as a consultant for San Miguel.
Yes.
But so how much time did you have to devote in order to become an officer in the AFP, Reserve Force?
When I entered the Reserve Force as a lawyer, the rank given to us is ang pag-doctor captain.
Okay.
No, yung first entry rank niya, doctors are also captain, they have done dentists or lieutenants, etc. No, there's a law, Circular 30, that governs all these yung what rank is to be commensurate to your profession.
So as a lawyer, what was your...
I started as a captain.
As a captain?
I was commissioned in 1999.
Okay, matagal na rin pala.
Matagal na. And,
but it's not automatic. I mean, if you go to the AFP, I'm a lawyer, I want to be a captain right away. They don't give it to you. You have to go through training.
The rank is first given to you because of your educational attainment.
Yes.
But of course, since you will be wearing the uniform, you will be joining the armed forces. Then basically you will be taught all this military training, military schooling, all that is necessary for you to be part of the organization.
And how is the promotion system? Is it similar to the AFP?
Yes, we follow the regular promotion system.
So it's a merit system.
Merit, and then there's a timing grade. There's of course the merit. Then there's a seniority. So we follow the same system. So, but then there are also reservists who become inactive. No?
Yes.
So we also look at the officers' evaluation. They're evaluated, their performance is evaluated, their trainings are evaluated, as well as, of course, the amount of time they put into the service. No?
Yeah, General, we're actually showing the video of your unit actually. Yes. So it's a nationwide unit. You've been helping not only in conflict areas, but also in times of calamity. You were there in Ondo, you were there in Yolanda, and but the training is military and the discipline is military.
Yes.
And how many days in a week do you have to report to? In your case, you report to Camp Aguinaldo?
I report to Camp Aguinaldo, and of course the reserve. The reservists are actually, they report actually once a week. They usually either come in on a Saturday or on a Sunday. But of course, there are many of us who hold positions of responsibilities. And, I always say that while they refer us as weekend warriors, most of us who actually hold responsibilities and who are actually officers, so we have to plan during the week. It's like...
Parang ubos yung oras ninyo kasi during the week, you work, and then on weekends, you still have to report to Aguinaldo. Sometimes, even on weekdays, you have to report to Aguinaldo.
Yes, most of the time, after our regular jobs, we go to Camp Aguinaldo to do whatever is needed for us to prepare for the weekend. You see, it's difficult for reservists to come in on a Saturday and waste their time. So it's our job really to find ways and means to make it interesting for them, make sure that they improve, make sure that they're trained.
What is the motivation, sir, for joining the reservists? For example, in your case, you're a lawyer, you should be spending time with your family on a weekend. I'm sure your wife will be complaining because you're not at home, you're in Camp Aguinaldo training. So what is the motivation? What makes you want to be a reservist?
Marami kasing mga motivation yan, no? I've always wanted to be a soldier. No? Even when I was young, I was choosing between entering PMA or UP. No? But then I took the practical way and I entered UP. I was looking for a free education actually. So, but then entered UP, and after UP, I I took the officers candidate school exam. But there are events that overtook all these moves. No? I got accepted in UP, then I got accepted in a job. So and then I got accepted in law school. So it's always set aside. But you know, the dream of being a reserve, being part of the armed forces or being a soldier is there.
Sir, is there any compensation that you get from being a reservist? You have the rank of Brigadier General.
No.
Do you get compensated for being a Brigadier General in the AFP?
We're not.
Sir?
We're not. There's no compensation. In fact, we sign a waiver that we forgo any benefit, financial benefit.
It's amazing. So, okay, educated people get a rank, diba? That's the ano. But in the reservists, you also have privates, you also have ordinary people, security guards, ordinary workers, carpenters, masons, who join the reservists on a weekend, and they're not as wealthy as the educated ones. So what is their motivation for joining?
The simple lang. They just want to help. They just want to
They
serve.
want to serve.
They just want to serve. And you know, in my unit, we have a lot of ordinary citizens. No? I mean, people who, like you said, we even have farmers. We even have tricycle drivers. No, basically, they just want to come in and to be relevant, to be part of to be able to contribute to the reserve force. So that's why it's important for us to guide them. It's important for us to keep motivating them.
And is the discipline the same? Because I can understand in the AFP, if you do something wrong and you're reprimanded, you can be fired, you can lose all your benefits. In the case of a reservist, a carpenter, a farmer, a security guard who goes there every weekend, is the discipline the same?
Yes, that is the...
It's probably better because they have a higher motivation with no compensation. Is that your experience, sir?
Yung motivation, well, I would not want to second guess the ano. I think even the regular soldiers have their own motivation. On the part of the reservists, yes, they subject themselves to the discipline. We have recruits, and I make sure that when I talk to them, I give them I tell them what to expect. No? It's like, is it just to salute, or is it because of the respect for law? Is it following orders or following, all these drills actually equated to certain discipline. No? I tell them, when you salute, you learn how to respect others. When you follow orders, you learn how to respect the law. When you march, you don't march alone. You march as a team. Then you learn teamwork. Yeah. So ito yung mga kailangan ipaliwanag sa kanila para naintindihan nila ito hindi lang pahirapan to or having a hard time, but it's actually to discipline them.
We're going to go for a break, but before we go for a break, I'd like to ask you this question. The ultimate sacrifice that a soldier can make is to give his life for his country.
Yes.
As a reservist, will your reserve officers and men also do that? And my next question, and you can answer after, were you asked to serve your unit or some reservist unit, were you asked to serve in the Battle of Marawi? This is Tonino Habana. Please don't go away. We'll be back after the break.